everyone, I'm Elizabeth Cote. Welcome to Entertainment Life. Today we're talking about A Million Ways to Die in the West. This is a movie about a sheepherder named Albert who is in love with this girl who leaves him for a rich guy, and he comes up with this plan to try to win her back along with his friend Anna, who teaches him how to be a man and how to step up to the plate. She actually has her own kind of secret backstory that he doesn't know about until later on, but their friendship actually evolves into them falling in love, and it gets very interesting. Well, okay, actually it doesn't. You want it to. I wanted it to, because I am a huge Seth MacFarlane fan. I was a very big Family Guy fan for a very long time, and I loved the movie Ted. Ted was phenomenal. So when I heard that Seth MacFarlane was coming out with a new movie, I was like, oh my god, yes! Yes! Now, I knew there'd be some irksomeness because I hate westerns. But then I thought back to when I went to see Spaceballs. Now, I hate Star Wars and Star Trek and all those weird galactic movies and TV shows. So, I wasn't sure I'd like Spaceballs. But then I thought it was phenomenal. And not that Seth MacFarlane could go anywhere near Mel Brooks, but it's the same type of idea of there's something within a genre that I don't like, but I like when people make fun of that genre. So I thought, okay, it's a Western. I don't like Westerns, but it could be funny. It could be interesting. No. Because Seth starred in it, directed it, and wrote it himself. And I felt because there was so much money coming in from Ted, that this one, he really just didn't care. And you could see it all through this movie. There really was no substantial plot. I mean, there was, but it was kind of lame, and it was covered up by all these really dirty jokes, some of which were not very funny. Actually, I'd like to revise that, most of which were not very funny. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them hit. A lot of them, I was like, that's supposed to be funny? I don't get it. Like, why is that funny? And why is that interesting? I don't understand. Something it really had going for it were some interesting characters. My favorite was Sarah Silverman's character. Her name was Emily, and she was like what I like to call a Catholic school prostitute. And the reason I say that is because even though she was a prostitute, she did not believe in premarital sex. In fact, she refused to have it with her boyfriend until they realized that the next day everybody might get killed. And they had a couple of jokes while these two were trying to have sex together that I really didn't understand. I was like, is that a joke about your vagina? What? Like, I don't understand what that joke is supposed to be. And I was told before this movie that there were some jokes that I wouldn't understand unless I saw it a second time. But trust me, I'm not going to see this movie a second time because it was terrible. I mean, coming out, I was like, okay, it's alright, whatever. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no. It had too many things that just weren't working. Although, like I said, another thing that it had going for it, which is always something that's very good with these things that Seth does, cameos from famous characters. One of them I felt was a little far back into the movie than I would have liked. No, I would have liked to see him earlier, but I guess it was a time restraint thing. The movie was surprisingly long. I think it could have been shorter, much, much shorter. And when it was more concise, there might have been a little more wiggle room to have an actual story and not just a bunch of dirty jokes that were like thrown willy-nilly everywhere. And the other one, I heard was coming, but I didn't know the way it was coming. It was very interesting. And, I don't really know what else to say about this movie, because he just dropped the ball. I think that's what we can all agree on. He dropped the ball, and I don't really recommend this movie. I don't recommend it to people who like Westerns. I don't recommend it to people who like Seth MacFarlane, because he didn't care about us enough to make a good movie, so why should we care enough to go see it? And that's really all I have to say. Bye, everyone.